It's nothing but the truth. We in the booth, spitting in here like I got no tooth in a beep beep. I'm in my new coupe. No roof on. Woo, woo, no roof on. Bluetooth on. No headphones. I'm in my headphones. Make it Benjamin. Make it Benjamin. Don't play with Benjamin. Y'all know what it is, Truth Nation. This is nothing but the truth. And it's Melanie Ricks in the building. Spitting on there, cause I don't really care. All these bars so hard that make it in your car. I don't know what I'm saying, y'all. I'm just going. I'm flowing. You know how we do, Mel.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks. That's been jamming on the ones and twos. Happy Tuesday to ya. Oh, man, we got some stuff to talk about. Hope everybody is having a good start to your week. Aaron Rodgers is not having a great start to his week. Not even in the slightest. I'm sure you've heard it. It's the Achilles tear heard around the world, unfortunately. Aaron Rodgers, he saw a total of 4 snaps in Monday Night Football before what they're saying the turf took him out. And I want to say too, I'm beyond devastated truly for Aaron. I mean, a lot of people had some interesting things to say, and naturally so. I think that's just, what internet trolls do. They doing their trolling. But I don't care who you root for, who you're a fan of, whether or not you were still, riding for Aaron Rodgers. This sucks. So the New York Jets, they faced off against the Buffalo Bills last night for Monday Night Football. And as you know, it was Aaron Rodgers' much-awaited debut as QB1 of the New York Jets. And unfortunately, on their first drive, an MRI that was confirmed today stated that Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles on the 4th play of his Jets career. I need to know how y'all are feeling about this. He's out for the season and potentially done for his career. Like, he will potentially never touch the football field again as QB1 in the NFL. 833-212-1017. I need to know how y'all are feeling about this. What were your initial reactions? And what are your reactions afterwards? And by the way, yeah, this does affect the Packers, believe it or not, because as part of the trade, Aaron needed to have played at least 65% of the games for the Jets in order for us to receive a 2024 first round from them. And now we get their second round pick, which, I mean, who cares in the grand scheme, of course, but I'm just letting y'all know, for anybody out there who has that thought process of, well, it doesn't affect us, so we good, onward and upward. But first off, we're all human at the end of the day. Aaron Rodgers, he was loyal to us for a number of years. He got us a trophy. He brought some MVPs to Lambeau Field. And, of course, he held up the long-standing tradition of franchise QB1s being Hall of Famers. And so with that being said, yeah, it does affect us in many ways, namely one of them being, of course, that now second-round draft pick in the 2024 NFL draft. But I want to know initially, what are your thoughts seeing Aaron go down, seeing the reactions from everybody, hearing the reactions, and now, of course, knowing with those MRI results confirmed that we were all fearing last night, which is that his season is over before it really began. 833-212-1017. Ben, how you feeling about this?
Amazing. Okay, no, I'll be honest here, because you know what? When I first heard initially that Aaron Rodgers hurt himself, he ruptured his ankle, right? I'm like, my God, my heart goes out to Aaron Rodgers, my heart goes out to him, and my heart really goes out to the Jets team and the families of the team, because it really is going to affect the rest of the Jets' foreseeable future, right? And it couldn't have been worse, because ultimately, Aaron Rodgers is still trying to, he's already a legendary quarterback, but he's trying to solidify his legacy, right? Him leaving from the Packers and going over to the Jets. And I'm like, I can't believe this has happened to him with only 4 snaps in the game. Like, what's really going on? There's a lot of people out there with their own theories of what happened. Some people are saying that it is the turf. Turf has been one of the main causes of a lot of injuries and accidents that do happen to players on the field. There are other people that are saying, we believe Aaron Rodgers and the Jets team did this solely just so we wouldn't get the first round draft pick, but
they're not going to take out their QB1 for us.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like they got
somebody said that.
Yeah, the Jets really got a lot riding on Aaron Rodgers being a great QB. Like they really thought picking up Aaron Rodgers was going to take them to the next level, and ultimately they do these types of things, strategic ideas, and bringing people onto their team so they can win a Super Bowl. You think the very first time that Aaron Rodgers gets out there and gets the plan, y'all think he was supposed to just break his ankle, like a rupture his Achilles tendon? Do you know how painful rupturing your Achilles tendon is?
What tweets are you reading? Who on earth would say that? What kind of underweb, dark web?
Mel, you go down a rabbit hole on social media and you see what I like to call ghosts. Because all these people out here just commenting and stuff, you'll never really see them in real life. So I'm like, you know what? But however, I will flirt with the idea. I'll flirt with the concept of it might have actually been a play by the Jets. But personally, I don't really believe that. I think that the Jets had a lot riding on Aaron Rodgers.
No one would do that to their new franchise player, though. That's not even...
It's not plausible. I don't really see that being a strategic idea, especially for next year when you got so much riding this year, paying him $75 million for a 2-year contract. That ultimately means that Aaron Rodgers was supposed to actually gain $37 million this year. And what did they had narrowed it down to the seconds of how much he was actually getting paid to play per second. Where was it at?
I don't know, but he was making some serious money. And not only that, I mean, I don't know. I genuinely was excited for him. He was clearly pumped about this. He was all in. He was part of which I haven't watched it yet, but I know the Jets have a show on HBO Max, which I was going to get to in a little bit here, but he ran out with the flag. Like, this man was just so excited. Like, he was coming up on the second coming of Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? He was there to help them revitalize that franchise, bring some excitement. And I can't imagine not only being him right now, but Jets fans and New York in general. And, Ben, I hate to say it, but I am going to say it, on 9/11, it was already such a, like, you know what I mean? And obviously in the grand scheme.
I didn't think about
that either. I went on Twitter and they thought about it for me.
Some folks out in New York told you how they felt.
Well, no, yeah.
Not on 9/11, Aaron Rodgers. No, you can't do this to us on 9/11.
Well, we're not going to do all that.
We're already grieving.
We ain't going to go all that far now. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of people, they were just naming all the reasons in which this just sucked. And, of course, that was one of them. And for me, from a human standpoint, I was irritated with Aaron, okay? I've been irritated with Aaron for like 2 years. I still am rooting for him. He's still a human at the end of the day who is well-meaning. He may not always express himself in the best way. We may not always agree with the things that he chooses to do, the things that he chooses to say. But he did a lot for us, for our franchise, for the Packers, and I'm really, truly devastated for him. I really am. Like, when I saw that, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. This can't be real.
I mean, do you think this could be a cause and effect of him being on drugs? Like,
no.
Could this be one of the things that, one of the...
It's the turf. I think it's the turf.
I mean, it could be the turf or it could be more. Because ultimately, Aaron Rodgers is almost 40 years old. He's 39 right now, almost 40. How much more can the body withstand when you're talking about being in one of the roughest sports that's been known to human history for the past 100 years? Playing a sport like football... We already seen when it comes down to having a concussion, what that can do to the body. But actually being hit by people over, I forget how long Aaron Rodgers' career has been for. I know he started as QB with us in 2009, but taking all those kinds of hits, how much more can his body withstand? We've seen injuries like this before, not even just in football, but when you talk about the Kobe Bryant legacy, right? When he was about 36, 37, that's when he ruptured his Achilles tendon. We see what he actually had to do to develop his Mamba mentality to come back and get back on the court. Reluctantly, he would only go to retire, I want to say, about 2 years after the injury. So is this the actual end of Aaron Rodgers' career? Or is this, again, like you said before, a new beginning? Because he has to come back re-healed with a new mindset to come back next year, hopefully, to play a new game. So...
No, I mean, knowing Aaron, he'll try to come back. I personally, I think this is the end of his career. We got Rob on the line. What's up, Rob? How you doing? What are your thoughts on this Aaron
What's
Rodgers
up?
Achilles injury?
What's up, Mel, and the rest of y'all? I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I think I'm gonna play conspiracy theorist here. I read an article last month that it was an issue already in play with the trade and with the whole thing about him staying there and getting paid all the money and the first round draft pick. So I think that he may have got injured, but I don't think that it was due injury for the whole year. I think that the medical doctors, you forget that they get paid a lot of money to say what the team actually wants him to do. When them teams have a lot of money to control that, so they just don't want him to play. So it's a lot that goes into it. I'm going to say it's not really what it's cracked up to be, and they're just faking it.
Now, how on earth would you be able to? I mean, I don't understand that
Well,
conspiracy theory.
well, he may didn't get injured like the injury is made out to be. The doctors just saying that they do that all the time when things go. Where the team say this and say that, so he don't want to play no more, and then they don't want to really give up that first round draft pick.
Well,
They'll rather lose the money on him and just say that, just so they don't care about losing. They'll take that losing season.
You're not gonna take that losing money though.
yeah, because Rob, I got a question for you. So do you ultimately believe that Aaron Rodgers will still be getting paid out as he is injured right now? Like, do you
He
think?
is. There's some of that is guaranteed.
Okay.
No. I read an article last month. He ain't gonna get that money. That's what I'm saying. He ain't gonna get all that money.
Well, yeah, not all of it, but he's getting a good chunk. That's a big chunk.
It's a big chunk, yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm a big conspiracy theorist on this. That's
Okay.
my stance. I'm standing on that.
No,
Okay.
I appreciate that, Rob, seriously, because as your boy Benjamin likes to say, I love to go down a good rabbit hole, too. Thank you for calling in, Rob. I love to go down a good rabbit hole. But, Mel, honestly, my question would actually have to be, if this is what people are running with, how much would how much would it cost for you to fake your own injury? How would you ever fake your own injury to actually, help out the team? Because somebody has to take an L for a team, right? Got to take one for the team.
How is that helping the team though? That doesn't make any sense.
Going down to what Rob was talking about, if this was legitimately a strategic idea set in place for the Jets, just ultimately so we wouldn't get the first round draft pick for next year, how much would it actually take you to fake it? Fake your own injury?
That doesn't make any sense. Because if that's the case, they didn't need Aaron.
That's it, yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't need Aaron in this whole puzzle piece. They could have just kept it moving, said, all right, good luck over there in Green Bay, and kept their little number one and number two. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't think it makes sense.
No, I don't think it makes sense either because ultimately, I'm certain that the Jets had a lot riding on Aaron Rodgers' QB to actually do what he was paid to be doing. And really, ultimately, it is unfortunate for him to hurt himself. I wish him a speedy recovery. What does their backup quarterback, how good is he?
He's great. He won them the dang game.
Yeah.
He's awesome. And he was undrafted. Let's talk about him for a second, y'all.
Right.
So, first off, I don't know how many of y'all watched their HBO Max series. I hadn't watched it yet. To be honest, I was waiting. I'm not even going to lie. I was waiting. It's Hard Knocks, and I was still feeling a way about Aaron. I was going to watch it eventually. All good feels, of course, but, it was tough. It's been tough to watch him in a Jets jersey. So the Hard Knocks situation, I needed to let us get a few dubs under our belt before I was able to watch that. But Xavier Gibson, that's their rookie QB2, now QB1. He is arguably the Cinderella in this whole story, and a big part of why I'd like to continue that thought process of everything does happen for a reason. It really sucks. It really, really, really sucks that Aaron had to suffer this horrible injury. I mean, I literally can't even imagine what he's going through emotionally right now. But they're now QB1, Xavier Gibson. He was undrafted, and he literally found out that he made the Jets roster 1 week ago. And he was Aaron Rodgers, future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers' backup for his new team in New York. And this man came through and saved the day and won the game for them against the Buffalo Bills. He is the true Cinderella in this story, as I said, and I actually think that this is going to be huge for him. And obviously, it's already huge for him. But I'm just saying, we're going to have the fortune of seeing this man do something that without this injury, we likely would not have been able to see. So I'm saying that because there's got to be a silver lining here. And knowing Aaron, because he is the type to support his, backup QBs and the younger players, and he likes to take them under his wings, I am certain that he is giving this man encouragement. It was probably giving him encouragement from the locker room, letting him know, hey, big dog, you got this. You know what I'm saying? God put you here for a reason. There is a reason why the Jets took you a week ago, and now here you are, suited up, booted up, ready to go, and here you are winning us this game on Monday night against the Buffalo Bills during prime time, week 1. So shout out to Xavier. I'm really happy for him. Make sure y'all watch Hard Knocks, because apparently he was actually the star of that show. Like I said, I haven't watched it yet. It's on HBO Max. I've had it sitting in my list. When you go on HBO Max and you see stuff, you can add it to your list to watch later, and I've been waiting to watch it. Well, now I have to watch it because now I need to know a little bit more about Xavier. But let us know, what are your thoughts on this? Of course, we're talking about the season-ending injury. Aaron Rodgers, he played 15 minutes, I think. 15 minutes total.
Got paid more than us. I'll tell you that.
I mean, yeah, but does money really matter when you are watching your dreams? I mean, I'm sorry, but they're collapsing. This was a dream of his. It's his dream to go and help out a new franchise and be their QB1. And, I mean, seriously, so much went into this, and more than you and I can even speak to, you know what I mean? So anyway, with that being said, let us know your thoughts on it. How you feeling about Xavier Gibson? He won them the game. They're undrafted rookie QB1 now, won the game last night for the Jets over the Buffalo Bills. It's a huge Monday night win for them. And, of course, we're saying our prayers, keeping our well wishes with Aaron Rodgers. Give me your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen here on out? Do we think Aaron Rodgers will never suit up again at QB1? Or is he just going to take the season off? And by take the season off, of course, I'm being light. I mean, he is forced to sit in the background and rest this season. But do we think it's just going to be one season off and we get to see him give it a go again next season? Or do we think he's going to go ahead and hang up the cleats officially and retire? 833-212-1017.
Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
In my lifetime, I've watched, we got to intercede when they're in high school. We got to intercede when they're a junior. Intercede when they're a sophomore, freshman. Got to intercede when they're in 8th grade. It's the time in between. Oh, no, it's 6th grade. It's 5th grade. Now we're talking 3rd grade. So at what point will we figure out it's a good time?
Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Are you a true hip-hop enthusiast looking to immerse yourself in the rich history and culture of hip-hop? Look no further. The Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum is here to take you on a journey like no other. Join the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum for fascinating exhibitions Monday through Friday from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. Their guided tours will take you on a journey from the golden era of hip-hop all the way to present day. To schedule an appointment, go to MilwaukeeHipHopPopup.com. Mic check 1 2 1 2. The Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum is here for you.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I lost my 10-year-old daughter, Teresa, to COVID in just a few short days. Teresa was a healthy child who loved to dance. When Teresa got sick, I didn't think it was serious until she was rushed to the hospital. COVID and flu can be serious for anyone, but they're especially dangerous for communities of color. Please get your COVID and flu vaccines and stay up to date on all immunizations, because vaccines save lives.
To learn how to protect your family, visit vaccinateyourfamily.org/learn.
This is 1017 The Truth's Melanie Ricks, and I am Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee so much. I love how rich this city is in history, and I love how rich we are in the moment. I think that every day there's something new that our city accomplishes, but it's important that we keep remembering that it takes a village to be great, and I know that we can be great as long as we all stick together. So why not stick together and join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations, where you can speak your truth. We are the new 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is 1017 The Truth's Sherwin Hughes, and I am Milwaukee. This show has meant so much to me because it's an opportunity for me to express my thoughts and my feelings to my community, and for my community to express those same thoughts and feelings right back to me. Milwaukee means a lot to me. I was born here, raised here, educated here, and I am committed to making this a better city. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the new 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee, Black Talk.
This is 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris, and the time is now, Milwaukee. You know, perspective is essential. What I found is the news behind the news is more important. I want you to leave my show with a sense of knowing what was missing that adds depth to the conversation. Tune in Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on the new 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, or 1017thetruth.com.
You are listening to Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Energy made this one. Yeah. Gangs. You already know what's going on, boy. Alright.
I know you're tired of paying rent to a landlord and not yourself. Get some freedom from paying rent, build your own equity, and team up with X Housing. They can make it possible for your family to own their own home. It's not just a dream anymore. They've already helped over 3,000 families buy their home, and guess what? You can be next. Get started on your virtual orientation by going to axhousing.org. That's actshousing.org. And they need some general contractors to work on houses. They'll need about 100 by the end of the year, so if you're a contractor looking for some great work, make sure you hit them up. Also, I'm sorry, okay, Zach Wilson is their QB2. I'm really sorry about that. Gibson is their punt returner. He's the one that won the game last night. I got their names mixed up. I am really sorry. Boo. Okay, we're going to talk to Thomas. What's up, Thomas? How you doing? What are your thoughts on this Aaron Rodgers situation? Do you think he's going to retire?
First of all, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. I could care less if he retires or not. Clearly, the Jets got their money's worth out of him. He played less than 5 minutes. I think he got paid $100 million this year. I don't know what his salary is for next year. He's a has-been. He's washed up. He's a head case. His career was over before it began this season. We're much better off without him. All you have to do is look at Love's performance from last week and see, he had a 245 quarterback rating. I don't even know what that means, but I think it's pretty good. So, let the summer of love continue and the fall of love, and let's go into the postseason. And Aaron Rodgers can crawl back in that dark place that he was and just be there.
Oh, wow.
Under his rock.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, that's some aggression, excuse me. So Thomas, why do you say that they got their money's worth? Did you just say that they're paying him $100 million this year to do 4 snaps? I just want to make sure that's what you're saying.
And it's about 50% of that for next year, I believe. Yeah. I was being sarcastic. The fact that I don't know what they thought they were going to get by spending that kind of money on a player his age, who clearly has some emotional and psychological issues that need to be addressed. It's over, and if it's not over, it should have been over anyway. His ego and his vanity have gotten in the way of his ability to be a good athlete. Just for comparison, let's take a look at a true superstar like Giannis. Humility. Yesterday, his wife put together this diaper drive. She collected 1 million diapers. Who did the talking during the press conference? She did. He didn't say anything. He knew his place. He knew to stand behind her, and that was her show, that was her deal, and that was her doing. And Aaron Rodgers could learn a lot from a young man like Giannis.
Appreciate you, Thomas. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I mean, hey, that's his opinion. Now, I will say about Aaron, it's so hard to compare apples to oranges. And I was one of his main, I don't know, I don't want to say critics, because it's not that I was trying to be critical. But for me, where I really started critiquing Homeboy was when he was talking about, being immunized and all that. I didn't appreciate that personally, because it was giving you were lying. And I don't do liars. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest. Tell me straight up what it is. And I get it. I know that he didn't want to trigger any sort of discord, or, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't want to ruffle feathers. But unfortunately, by him trying to beat around the bush and tell some mistruths, I think it made it worse, and it made people feel like, I bet. So you're just not a sincere person. You may not be an out and out liar, but you're insincere. Everything you say, I got to take it with a little grain of, Salt Bae. So I do understand, like, people like Thomas who have certain aggressions toward Aaron Rodgers. But again, at the end of the day, he's a human. He is a man who has done a lot for the Green Bay Packers. You can't say he hasn't. I don't care if it was one Lombardi, it's better than none. And not only that, he's made it so that, at least for people like me who have never known bad Packers football, he's made it so that we can keep this torch going. You feel me? Like, we've only known good Green Bay Packers football, and I credit Aaron Rodgers largely to that. I'm sorry, I do. And, I'll always be thankful to him, even as somebody who has critiqued him a bit in the past. But my critique more so comes from him just doing and saying certain things that just don't seem 101.7, because, we keep it truthful over here. We're going to switch gears. We're actually going to stay on some sports talk, and I want to delve into the NBA and some conversations that are potentially being had behind closed doors about whether or not teams should be allowed to rest 2 stars at a time. We'll get into that on the other side. Make sure y'all stay locked. Of course, started our day talking about the Achilles injury that was heard around the league. Aaron Rodgers officially out for the season for the Jets. And now their QB2, now 1, Zach Wilson, not their punter. I'm so sorry again, but it's fine. Zach Wilson is officially taken over, and he's going to be at QB1. And listen, he's going to get it done. This is the way it was meant to be. This may not be how we thought it was going to go, but this is how it's going to be. I need to know, what are your thoughts on it? Is Aaron Rodgers going to officially retire, or does he try it all again next season? I wouldn't be surprised if he gave it just one more whirl. I just don't know if that would be in his best interest. I mean, he is 39. It's giving, you may want to hang it up, but before your 40th birthday, just try one more. All right, cool. But if he is 39, actually, his birthday's in December. So it's giving, his birthday's in December. It's giving he's going to be 40 before next season. No, that's tough. I'm not going to lie. Aaron, I'm rooting for you. I hope and pray that you can come back and have a full season with the Jets, because I can't be that human that says it's done, hang it up, you're over, rest it, unless that's in his best health interest. If that's the case, hang him up. Love you, Aaron. Thank you for all you did. I'll see you at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and I bid you adieu. 833-212-1017. Give us your final thoughts before we get over to this NBA chatter, talking about whether or not teams should be allowed to rest 2 star players at a time. Now, how do we define star players? Well, you got to wait to find out on the other side. Before we get there, at Associated Bank, they know opportunity cannot wait. If you're a female or a minority small business owner, their community uplift loans could be for you. Loans range from $5,000 to $50,000, and you get your funds in as little as 1 business day. Talk to a relationship manager today about a community uplift loan and other business banking services. You can call them at 800-270-7725 or visit AssociatedBank.com.
You are listening to Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Melanie Ricks, and I am Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee so much. I love how rich this city is in history, and I love how rich we are in the moment. I think that every day there's something new that our city accomplishes, but it's important that we keep remembering that it takes a village to be great, and I know that we can be great as long as we all stick together. So why not stick together and join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth? We are the new 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Friday Night Lights now officially lives here. 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in this Friday night as the Hilltoppers hit the road to take on the Menominee Falls Phoenix. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Leff's Lucky Town, Liberty Engineering, and Marquette University High School.
Why? Why take a chance? Why risk a mistake? Why say something? We all have reasons why we choose to ignore the things that give us pause, that seem out of place, that don't feel right. The word why can either paralyze us or empower us to stand up and protect what we love. So if you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my family.
I see safe for my friends.
I see say for my students.
We see say for each other.
I see say because all of this matters.
We all have something worth protecting, a why that unifies this community we're all a part of. So protect your everyday. Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
Truth Nation, it is Denise Thomas.
And Telly Hughes.
From Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. And guess what?
What is that, DT?
Our Truth fans can now watch and stream us live every day, Telly.
Wait a minute, Denise. Let me make sure I got this thing right. Our amazing and incredible Truth fans can go to 1017thetruth.com, click the Watch Live link, and watch me and you do our thing live from YouTube and Twitter every morning?
Yes, Telly, that is exactly right. So now they can watch you almost lose your black card every Friday during our Truth Telling Hit segment.
Come on now. You know I'm never losing my black card. But Truth Nation, you gotta tune into all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows, as you can not only listen live on the app, but you can also stream us live all day, every day by going to 1017thetruth.com and clicking the Watch Live link.
Nothin But The Truth with Melanie Ricks returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, you went flying Billy Spur. Hey, you went driving around the world. Hey, you went brown like a squirrel. Hey, you went Chanel pearls. Hey, you went Rolls Royce car. Hey, you went Rolls Royce truck. Oh, you want to walk with all my hoes. Oh, you want to line it all up. Hey, I'm gonna play it how it is. Hey, I've been playing for some years. Hey, you trying to steal all the spill. Hey, I'm in the field, not a pill. Hey, you want to
American Family Insurance is proud to be a part of the Milwaukee community. They protect more than your things. American Family protects education, small businesses, and the planet. They protect what matters, and they protect your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. All right, we've been talking about Aaron Rodgers. Make sure you listen back on the 1017 The Truth app to all of our shows. And, of course, you can stream us live on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube. I think we're still calling Twitter, or excuse me, we're calling X Twitter. Yeah, that's what we're calling it, X. But you know what, though? There is an X marks the spot situation because people have been saying for years in the NBA, it's tough when you go to a game and let's say that you're someone who doesn't always have the funds, if you will, to go and see your favorite superstar player. Maybe you don't maybe you don't live in, a city that has an NBA team. Maybe it's just not in the budget at times. And when you go and see a particular player, superstar or not, that's subjective, of course, but you're going to go see your favorite player. It's a bummer when they don't play, right? And that was something that Kobe especially talked about a lot in his later years, as he got down to the final seasons of his career, he said, listen, I'm not trying to sit for any game because I know that on any given night, somebody flew in from somewhere to see me. I've been witness to that. Of course, with us having a superstar player in Giannis. Now, we talked about this many a times, but we're very fortunate. And I'm well aware that all of us Milwaukeeans know just how fortunate we are, okay? We got a whole freak on our team and then some. And his freakish ability has only empowered the rest of his teammates. And of course, that type of empowerment, coupled with a lot of other things, led us to an NBA championship and then some. We've never had a back-to-back MVP as part of our Bucks roster. And there are many other accolades, of course, that Giannis boasts. But my point in bringing him up, I have been witness to fans. I mean, I'm talking from all over the world. I've seen them at other arenas. I've seen them in Milwaukee who will specifically tell me I traveled from so-and-so to come see Giannis Antetokounmpo play. And for me, what most resonates to me in recent memory, when we were in Abu Dhabi for NBA Global Games, when we played the Hawks for preseason last year, Giannis didn't play. Now, of course, he was coming off of dealing with an injury of sorts that he had been working on in the offseason. But there were people, y'all, from literally all over the world who came to Abu Dhabi to watch Giannis Antetokounmpo play because they don't have the NBA where they live. You know what I'm saying? They don't have access like we do. And so I share all that to say, Shams put out a report that the NBA is now considering a rule, and this is something that's been discussed before, but now they are strongly considering a rule that states that a team cannot rest 2 star players at a time. So the NBA is expected to vote this week, according to Shams, on a rule that would prohibit teams from resting 2 star players in the same game. And if you're wondering what is defined as a star player, well, they define it as a player who has made an all-star or all-NBA team in the past 3 seasons. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think about this being a rule? Because let's just say, for argument's sake, that you've got 2 star players who happen to need rest around the same time. Do you think that, it's in fairness to the team, those individual players, and the fans? Where do you find that middle ground? Where do you find that balance of, players getting their proper rest, but obviously fans getting the full experience that they paid for? And is it something that should fall on the players and the franchise, et cetera? Is that something that should fall on them as far as, fans choosing to spend their money, choosing to go to these games, knowing the risk of their favorite player not being in? Because I can see both sides. And when people have told me that they've traveled from far distances to see a specific player and then I know that they're not playing, oh my gosh, my heart crushes for those people. I can only imagine what that's like because, y'all, people really spend money. I don't think y'all understand on travel, on the tickets themselves, on gear, on hotel, on, rental cars, on Ubers, on so many expenses add up, all to see their favorite player for 3 hours on the court. And we get to do that all the time. We just walk up to Fiserv. You know what I'm saying? For those of us who live in Milwaukee, I'm saying. So let me know your thoughts on that. 833-212-1017. That's the talk to text line. You can call or text us. And again, the NBA is expected to vote this week on a rule that would prohibit teams from resting 2 star players in the same game. And a star is defined as a player who has made an all-star or all-NBA team in the past 3 seasons. Ben, I'm curious, what do you think about this from a fan standpoint, and how do you feel about it from a player standpoint? Because if I were a player, I would be like, well, I can't really line up my resting period with hit, you know what I mean? But should that be part of the game? Part of, what is it? Part of what is understood as part of their contract, which is, listen, people are paying you essentially. Like these tickets, they're helping pay your salary. So you need to be there. Should that be more of the messaging? Or do you think it should be more of, listen, I can't line up my rest days with his. Y'all got to figure that out.
I think it should be one of those. Y'all got to figure those things out because what? I'm supposed to juice myself. I'm supposed to just leave everything out on the court, right? I'm supposed to push myself as hard as I possibly can each and every game, no matter the injury, no matter the wear and tear, no matter what my mental health is currently in this that day and time or whatever game we may be playing. I'm supposed to just put that on the back burner and give it all away for some people who want me to jump and run and fly. That's what I'm supposed to do? Am I supposed to sacrifice myself and give my all like that? I do understand that these people train their whole lives to get to the pinnacle of the NBA. They train their whole lives to become the number one of the best basketball players of all time. However, when is it time for me to give myself some time, right? Kobe Bryant said himself, he started living after the NBA. He was actually able to actually sit back and invest in his family and actually look at the game from a different perspective before he was playing in the game and leaving his heart on the court each and every day. However, when he was actually 40 years old and retired from the game, that's when he was able to really be human. Are we supposed to work these people like robots? They're people. They're human beings. We were just talking about Giannis. Giannis just proposed to his now fiance, soon to be wife. Right? Is he supposed to dance for the audience each and every chance they get? That's kind of like when a rapper goes into an interview and they're like, "Go ahead, rap for me, rapper, because you're a rapper. You're supposed to rap." No, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to conduct an interview. If you want me to rap, then go ahead and invest in me some other kind of way. But I'm not going to just jump and dance for you guys.
No, it's giving dance monkey. And you know what, Ben? You make some valid points. My thing, though, like, y'all, because I'm for real. I'm about to play devil's advocate, but for both sides, right? Because from the fan standpoint, I get it. I would be heated. I've been not mad for those fans, but I have felt away for those fans. Like, straight up, I have felt away. Because as the in-game host, I'm telling y'all, there are so many people who would come up to me and be like, I came from so far away. I did all this. I saved up this much amount of money just so I could travel across all these states or even travel overseas to come see this. Like, they give you their whole story and it makes you feel like, man, this sucks. Like, they suit up, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Make you want to say that because you feel bad for these people.
I mean, honestly, Mel, if that's the case, then I'm pretty certain this is how Jets fans are feeling right now.
Facts.
Right? Should Aaron Rodgers suit up and boot up because we want you to win? No, you wouldn't have even been able to win the game because you're injured, Aaron. You need to sit out for the next year. You have to sit out for the next year, not just for your own well-being, but for the well-being of the team. Now we have the quarterback, the backup quarterback, who's actually going to be able to hopefully fill your shoes, your big, gigantic shoes, and actually win us a Super Bowl this year. Will it happen? I don't think so. I don't think it'll go to the Packers, all right? I'm packed down all the way. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, NBA and entertainers are not slaves, all right? We're not here for your own personal entertainment. We're all here for our own personal life's mission, if you will. And winning an NBA title championship is a part of the life mission, but I'm not going to sing, jump, and dance just because you say so.
But you mean to tell me if I'm a Jets fan and I got season tickets this year because of Aaron, you tell me I can't get a refund?
Hey, they better ask the backup quarterback. They better talk to him. Talk to the GM. I don't know, but don't talk to me.
I'd be like,
I need
whatever,
to work on myself right now.
Whatever funds you're not paying Aaron, hey, pay me that back because I'm just saying, I understand from the fans' perspective, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
But Mel, honestly, you kind of pose an interesting question though, because again, if you are that fan who traveled from Arizona all the way up here to good old Milwaukee, all right, just to see a Giannis, if you will, and Giannis doesn't play, should money be deducted from Giannis's contract because he didn't go out there and play? Should that actually be a real thing?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm just saying because if this is how the NBA is going to play the game, I think they got to figure something else out. Because ultimately, especially in the time that we're in right now, we're talking about mental health in 2023. We got to be concerned about these players and where they're at mentally. These people are living for their family, not just for the fans who decide to show up on a Friday night, and pay a few dollars. This is my life we're talking about.
I like that you brought mental health into it. That's a really good point. What's up, Curtis? How you doing? What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that the NBA should vote yes to a new rule that states that teams cannot rest 2 star players in the same game?
Hey, Melanie, how are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
So, I'm doing well. I don't think they should rest 2 of them. Because that just means you're grinding both of them down to the bone in terms of just overworking them. You know what I mean? I think the only two reasons a player really needs off on game night is either you're nursing a serious injury or you really do need some mental health breaks. And people need that, and that's a serious thing. I've had to take them. I drive trucks, so I guess you can understand that. But, but I think it's unfair for the fans because the fans is what's paying them. You know, they take an attitude, but what about me? What about me? Well, what about that $30 million check this man is writing you? You know what I'm saying? All the money that the fans are pouring, the TV contracts, these are all fans. And the least you can do is keep yourself ready to play most nights. Now, they're human beings. I wouldn't expect them to just get out there on broken legs and your mind is scrambled. But at the same time, if you're lucky enough to have 2-star players, no, just rest one. Let the fans get their, you know what I'm saying, have a good time and stuff like that, man. I don't think two of them is going to work. They just got to recognize when both of them needs a break and then just try to alternate. Just try to alternate. They can figure that out. They get paid enough money to figure that out. If I can talk about Rodgers real quick.
Yeah, please do.
2008, I worked for the city at the time. I ruptured my Achilles. I didn't rupture it while I was working. I ruptured it while I was playing basketball. But I didn't really do anything for it to rupture. I just turned around and it snapped. I was about 40 years old at the time. Took me a full year to recover. It took me about a full year to recover. And I still tried to go back and play basketball because I just love to play recreation. I've never been on a team. I just love to play recreational basketball. And so I set myself back trying to get back and play basketball again, right? So as far as what really kind of irritates me is the guy with the conspiracy theories. I'm not a conspiracy theory buff. I think conspiracy theories is a tool that we can use to get to facts and truth, but there's no way I would just hang my hat on a conspiracy theory like it's all facts and truth because they're not. Conspiracy theories are just basically circumstantial evidence was sprinkled in with a couple of facts here and there. But it's not facts and it's not full facts, it's not full truth. So I just think it's crazy to think that there's some sort of game plan by this man rupturing his Achilles and it's going to help. Either it's not. That man, I seen the look in his face when he was interviewed by John McEnroe the night of, and he was ready to. I mean, he even checked John McEnroe about saying not being positive. You know what I mean? He checked him good, and I'm just like, yeah, this man really wants to win. And then he gets out there in the slightest movement, which reminded me of mine. I made a slight movement and snapped. And my doctor that did the surgery told me, he said, look, I said, doctor, this is an age injury. I just turned 40, like that. He was like, Curtis, I want to say that, but he said, I can't because this guy has worked on Bucks players and Packers players. And he said the spectrum goes anywhere from teenagers to old people. He said when the Achilles decides it wants to go, it's going to go. You know, so.
No, I hear you. I hear you, Curtis. And I'm really sorry that you had to deal with that. I understand what Curtis is saying, though, by sharing that story. It's giving, you know what, this may be Aaron Rodgers' body's way of saying enough is enough. I'm sorry. I can't go on any longer like this, at least. Not at this high caliber, which is really sad, though. You know what I mean? Like,
it's sad. He's a legend.
It's well, and I don't know. I just feel like, how can the universe be so unfair? Like, I don't know. I feel bad for him. I do. I feel bad for him.
Well, as we always say, though, Mel, you know, things don't happen to you. They happen for you. So for all we know, this could have saved Aaron Rodgers from an even more devastating injury.
You're right.
You know, or this could be setting him up for something in his actual real life that he actually needs to focus more in on. You know, so this isn't the end of Aaron Rodgers, per se, but this could be a start of a new journey for him. Again, we started this conversation off just like that. He left from the Green Bay Packers, went over to the New York Jets for a new journey, for a new destination. Now that he started his first game, obviously, you know, the universe is talking and speaking to him. He is on a new path, a new journey for himself. You know, and that's what, honestly, Aaron Rodgers has been doing, right? Over the past year or so, you know, he has been on psychedelic journey, if you will. He has went and taken ayahuasca. He has went into the dark room for a few days to actually balance some stuff out and get more in tune with his spirit. Maybe this is another opportunity for him to get right with his spirit, on his spiritual journey, on his spiritual transformation, But as far as how the NBA goes, them actually playing, you said they actually had to play their two best star players, correct?
Correct.
So, I would like to know who that actually came down from. Who actually proposed this new rule that might be implemented in the NBA? Because if it's from who I believe it is, the NBA has a.
And by the way, Ben is now, you switch gears kind of quickly there.
I did switch gears.
He's
we
talking
gotta go to break kind of soon,
yeah.
So I'm trying to throw this in.
Yeah, I got you.
An idea I had, but really, ultimately, if you want these players, whether it may be an NBA player, NFL player, or an MLB player, playing just because you showed up from Arizona to come up here to Wisconsin and see them play, and they decided to take the night off for their own mental health or because of an injury, then in all honesty, you're no better than the slave masters of yesteryears that actually wanted people to work until the muscle was off the bone. But that's all I wanted to say, though, Mel.
So we were talking before, obviously, about Aaron Rodgers and the fact that he suffered a season-ending, potentially career-ending Achilles injury yesterday. 4 snaps. That's all he played. Their opening drive, it sucked. I feel bad for him. I do have a question. We had ended that conversation. Curtis brought us back to it, and I have a question along the line of what Ben said. This didn't happen to Aaron. It happened for Aaron. What do y'all think will come of this? Do you think that the Jets will use him in another capacity this season? Does this open the opportunity for an analyst position, or, maybe doing something similar to what the Manning brothers are doing? I don't know, something. Do you think there will be another opportunity for Aaron, this season that arises from this unfortunate ending to his QB season? And then going back to what we were last discussing, and we're going to end the show with, the NBA, they're allegedly going to do a vote this week. Shams reported it, stating that teams can no longer rest 2 star players in the same game. Do you agree with that? Do you think that they should all vote for that, or should they be against that? 833-212-1017.
You are listening to Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
Because they thriving off of the lack of knowledge. But it's a new day. And a lot of y'all don't understand that a lot of things that we understand to be true was socially engineered. Somebody sat back in a room and was like, hey, what if we get them to do this? You know what I mean? And they had a lot of money. All I'm saying is they want us to stay bots.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Hi, I'm Natalie Shepard.
And I'm Jessa Ricebeck from the CBS 58 News at 10.
We hear it all the time from viewers. Television news is too negative.
That's why we're trying something different at CBS 58. In our newscasts, we focus on what's important to Southeast Wisconsin, and that's not necessarily crime.
We want you to know the great things happening in our hometowns as well.
What's going to help solve problems here and uplift our viewers.
We are your hometown station, and that's the type of news we're going to bring to you.
Join us every night at 10 on the CBS 58 News.
In Cutler's Court, we found out who's lying, who's the daddy, and who's getting paid.
She was telling me that we're not ready to get married. I said, give me the ring back.
No, that's not true. You want to tell your side of the story?
They were dealing with witchcraft.
He doesn't trust me. You slept with his friend.
It's reasons behind that.
Do you have questions about the paternity? You got these polygraph results. Is there anything you need to tell before these tests get revealed? This is getting good now. Cutler's Court, weekdays at 10 and 10:30 on WMLW, The M.
Making healthier food choices doesn't have to be hard or expensive. You can ensure your children and family get the nutrition they need by making every meal a My Plate meal. Choose healthy items like low-sodium vegetables, fruits canned in 100% juice, whole grains, lean proteins, and low-fat dairy. Also, buying in-season produce from your local farmer's market, using food share at your local grocery store, or use of the mobile market are all easy ways to save money on food. Make every meal a MyPlate meal to make you and your family healthier. Learn more about healthy eating and how you can support nutritious foods for families at www.hungertaskforce.org/myplate.
At Associated Bank, they know opportunity can't wait. If you're a female or minority small business owner, their community uplift loans could be for you. Loans range from $5,000 to $50,000. Get funds in as little as one business day. Talk to a relationship manager today about a community uplift loan and other business banking services. Call 800-270-7725. Visit AssociatedBank.com or stop by your local branch. Because you help build the Midwest and your neighborhoods, they got your back. Associated Bank, your money works here. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Nothing But The Truth with Melanie Ricks returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Like she in her mood, like she in her mood, like she in her mood.
Excited to remind you that LabCorp Clinical Trials is becoming Fortrea Clinical Trials. FORTREA clinicaltrials.com is their website. Same great people, same great location, over 40 years in business, and some really great opportunities for you to make some serious moolah while helping them advance medicine and, of course, working at your full-time job. So make sure you visit FortreaClinicalTrials.com for more information. Appreciate all of y'all. Very sports-heavy show. Had to talk about Aaron Rodgers and that Achilles injury that is officially season ending. Want to give my prayers and well wishes to Aaron, the Jets, all the Jets fans. I'm so sorry that happened to your QB1, and I hope and pray that his recovery is speedy and that he heals safely. We got Tori Lowe up next from 1 to 4. We get to do it with you all over again tomorrow, God willing. Have a good rest of your day, y'all.
The 1017 The Truth Street Team, sponsored by UW Credit Union, is coming to an event near you. Join us this Wednesday as Dr. Ken Harris will be broadcasting live from the Milwaukee Night Market located right in the front of the 3rd Street Market Hall. Come watch Dr. Ken do his thing live from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. as we celebrate the final Milwaukee Night Market of the summer. The 1017 The Truth Street Team is sponsored by UW Credit Union. They are here for every you.
Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
Know yourself.
Yeah, he says know thyself. But yeah, tomato, tomato. It's giving potato, potato.
Yeah.
But I like that you said that.
Or that is potato.
Did you